Hello, faith leader, and welcome to Breaktime. Today we are in Psalm 12:8 that says this: who freely strut about when what is vile is honored by the human race. Now, David was talking about the wicked. This is a symptom of someone who is living their life apart from God, who's chosen a different path other than following the ways of God. They freely strut around. And what is vile in God's sight, what is evil is in God's sight, is honored by men, by society, by our world. Man, it doesn't take too long to turn on the TV or any sort of media, and you find what is often honored by people is vile in the sight of God. Sexual morality is almost accepted as if it's not on some sort of media, or it's not liked. It's not making money. I often heard that terrible phrase that sex sells. And that to me is so disgusting. And what it has done to our nation, it's perverted what God has said is good. And that's often what happens, with things that that God has honored, men have taken and destroyed it. And love is the same way. Love is not a choice, or it's not living in a relationship with God. It's based upon some sort of emotion, feeling, sexual experience that you have. And we've almost considered it and honored it. And you can tell by what you're watching. Now, I don't want this to sound condemning. I'm not trying to condemn anybody. But if what you're watching is entertainment, is what God has considered evil and wicked, I think we need to really check ourselves, don't you think? Because I'm influenced by what I watch. I've heard before, well, it's just entertainment. Why would I entertain myself with something that God has considered ugly and vile in his sight? Why would I sit and put myself through that, or my family through that? And so I'm realizing that I'm becoming more sensitive to the things that the world is considered okay and acceptable, but God is considered vile. And this verse may be talking to some of us, because we can strut through life looking at things that God is considering dishonorable, we may consider honorable, or we may have accepted it in some way. And so be careful that you're not accepting sin as honorable and that you're really, and I don't mean become self-righteous, or this one's difficult, as you probably can tell, because you'd almost have to walk through the world with your eyes closed, not seeing things as they truly are, but realize that God's grace is sufficient, that when we have found ourselves accepting something that God has considered vile in his eyes as acceptable in our eyes, the Holy Spirit will begin his work. Maybe you just need to ask, God, is this passage speaking to me? Have I looked at things that you've considered dishonorable in your sight? Have I looked at them and thought, oh, okay, they're honorable? Be just very cautious because our world throws this stuff at us all the time. You, my friend,